You can always be thinner. Look better.
I'm back again. So as you saw in the video, I did not took a trade again. So let's talk about why I did not took a trade. So in the beginning of the video, I said that my bias was bullish. I was very bullish because at the daily time frame we had here we inverted this bearish gap and we had already touched mitigated the gap. So here we had a bullish retest, so I was very bullish for the New York session, and when we had that mitigation we also had a sweep of the Asian wall, so I was very bullish also because of that. So for the day my bias was very clear, very bullish, but here the plan was that we either respected this gap and would go lower from here, or if we lost this gap we would go lower and would sweep this low. Here on TradeWalker that I'm trusting a bit more because the candles are printing better. So here on TradeWalker we had inverse fair value gap at a 15-minute gap, but on TradingView this gap was respected, but here on TradingView the candles are not very good. As you can see, the candles have bugs and problems. So I trusted more TradeWalker. So here when I saw that we inverted this gap, I was bearish. I was really expecting that we would go lower, sweep this low, and then continue going higher. But that did then we started going higher. Started going higher from here. Here I had this bearish gap that I wanted it to get inverted, but at the same time we were bearish at the 15-minute time frame. As you can see, we broke structure here at this big candle. We were bearish, and we had bearish fair value gap, a very big bearish fair value gap, and at the same time we had the 0.5 equilibrium level here, and as you can see the price hit that level and left a decent wick and closed below. So here the chart showed me that we respected in a bearish way, and we might start reversing from there because the structure is bearish. We inverted this gap, and we are also respecting the 0.5 equilibrium level. So there I was not very confident to take longs. There was just probabilities we could have hit that level and just gone lower, but that was not the case. So we hit here but then continued going higher. This was the level that I would like to enter. We had this bearish gap, we inverted a gap, we retested and started going higher. But here we had touched the 0.5 and we were at a very important bearish fair value gap, and on the 15 minutes we were also bearish, and the 15-minute time frame is the time frame that I trust the most, and that time frame showed me that we were bearish, so I trusted that. I was confident about that. So here I did not add confidence to take longs, and it is what it is. The price would have hit my TP1, but it's okay. I followed my strategy, I followed my plan, and if you are seeing this video you may be a bit bored because I don't take trades. In the past few weeks I'm not very confident to take trades. I only take trades that I trust a lot, and today was not the case. I was not very confident here, so I did not took a trade. But I can also say that I'm a bit fearful to take trades lately, and because of that I want high confluence trades, high confluence setups, and today was not the case. So today no trades. Here we had but I'm not very interested. Here we inverted a gap, but I think this was a fail and we just respected the gap. Here on this second candle we closed below the gap, so we might reverse from here, I don't know, but I'm already not confident here. It's not my interest level, so I don't think it's worth to wait for more sweeps. I really think the price might just go higher from here and will not have a reaction here. So I was bullish, so I'll not try to wait and try to find shorts. So I was bullish. I was not confident to take a trade. So, and I trusted my plan. I followed my plan. So today it was a win, even though I did not trade it. But it is what it is. So no trades today. Tomorrow, let's see if we can find good trades. I think tomorrow and Friday we do not have news, so very good to take trades. So see you tomorrow and see you Friday.